Into the crack house. Into the crack house. Into the crack house. Into the crack house.
Welcome to another Minisode of Fort Fritz. I'm your host, Fritz, joined as always by co-host Man Daddy.
Hi.
Kaz.
Hey.
Angela.
Hello.
So, what have I always been talking about when I talk about light fixtures?
That they're dangerous.
They are.
That they're very bright.
Also bright.
That they scare you.
They do.
Terrify, actually.
Because of the light, I think, aspect of it. Because then I see how I look when I pass by all of the mini mirrors here at the fort.
Agreed.
But another thing that I've mentioned in the past, and I had to remind you guys today because I guess I never did, was that UFO abductees say that when they are taken onto the mothership of UFOs, they have a very unique way of lighting the spaceships. And that's because of magnets.
How do they work?
I don't know.
Neither do Insane Clown Posse.
That's the rap group, right?
You can call it that.
Is it rap?
It's
would you call
actually
it that?
technically, I believe it's horrorcore.
It's a gang.
It's a gang.
It is. It's technically it's a gang.
All right.
Gang of very
Kaz has a very serious look at his
industrious young men with a
Hey,
plan.
I respect
All right.
Juggalo culture.
That's fine.
I respect Juggalo culture. I've played with Juggalo bands,
Absolutely.
and not only in Tampa.
Really?
Yeah, actually in
Around the
Orlando as
world.
well, and Tallahassee,
I didn't
and
know that.
Jacksonville.
Well, a new company is actually mass producing
Juggalos?
magnet gravity lights. So what it is it's a kinetic motor that you feed a rope through, like not like a Mobius strip, because that always like messed up my mind, when I would see them and like do them, because it's like one way is never the right way.
No, just that one side devours the other.
Yeah, it's just a rope. And they have a sack at one end that you put a weight into, and the magnet hangs from the other. So the fulcrum, right, I guess would be this lever pulley system. You then hoist up the sand down, and as the magnet floats up, it starts charging itself because of kinetic energy. So one pull from this, like let's say it's a 25-pound sack of sand, one pull will light up an entire room for 20 minutes. 500 times brighter than a kerosene lamp.
Wow, and way better for the environment.
There is literally zero emissions.
And people don't understand there's so many different ways that we can power this planet, whether it is by magnets or something like hydroelectric or wind. It's all right there. And solar, it's all right there. But no. Gotta burn the stuff. We only burn things on this planet, son.
I know, but things that are not harmful or wasteful.
They're not harmful. You're believing them libtard scientists, aren't you? That CO2 and stuff, that actually the air in America right now is too healthy. It's too healthy. It's actually, I'm telling you, people in the administration have
It's
been
too
saying
healthy. It
it's
won't
too
make
healthy.
those turbines spin. It's
Oh,
too
yeah, no,
healthy.
and the
Gotta have fat air.
I
Wind
also
is
heard
a
that too.
finite resource. Wind is a finite resource. If we put all these turbines, there'll be no more wind, and the little kids can't fly the kites. Why do you hate children is what I'm
You'll
asking.
steal the wind. You'll steal the wind from children.
Thank you.
So, Kaz, do you have any kind of rebuttal?
Sounds like there's some pretty heated scientific debate going on.
For sure.
I didn't want to interrupt that. No, it sounds cool. Like, I'm all for it. Let's do it.
How many magnets do you think would be able to light the fort? Not the fort that we know, the 4,000 square feet, but the fort that we know with the goddamn theme park in the basement, all of the rides, right? We would need footlights.
Talking neodymium, like the real powerful ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, those things will crush your hand. You have to be careful with those things.
I
So,
have one looking at me right now.
oh, be careful.
I don't-
Actually, don't put your face really close to it. No. Put your
Chill,
face
man,
right in between them.
chill.
Should I?
I think you should.
I always thought that there seems why are we not using like magnets to like as a countermeasure for bullets? Like, is there not a magnet strong enough to like deflect a bullet as it's coming around you before?
It's the velocity factor.
Was
you
it a
know?
Mythbusters thing? Was this already
no,
Mythbusted?
it's just I think they might have tried. I wouldn't be surprised, but
Right.
I think it's just would be a velocity thing that that there's that's they're going so fast they're at an escape velocity for the any gravitational pull.
That makes sense.
Magnetational.
Magnetation?
I think that
Magnetic.
Also, I think it's
Magnetational.
I like that word a
Magnetational.
lot.
Magnetic is just so much boring.
I think an assault rifle like delivers at like 2,300 feet per second. So like you would need something. You would either need a magnet big enough to deflect anything,
Yeah.
and then that's gonna just fuck
Then
up
other shit's going to be pulling.
everything.
Right.
So
Yeah, everything else.
magnets don't think that fast. They're like, you got me. I didn't see it coming. I didn't know it deflected.
The
Sorry.
magnet sipping coffee.
I love your-
Oh God!
I love your impression of what a magnet sounds like.
Just like a grizzled.
Usually
like some-
I see it coming.
There's some angry working class magnet out there just trying to do its thing.
I always miss the
fucking
bullets.
You don't try that on me. I'm Mr. Magnet Man.
Too quick. It's too
I'm going to
quick.
go get a job on one of those lights I keep hearing about.
Do 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 do. Walking down the street, I can do that better. Just pointing at the lamp. I can do that better. So that's what I got. Magnets are the way of the future. Also, very expensive because unlike diamonds, they are very rare. There you go. I said it.
They're not rare.
Fuck the beers.
Diamonds are not rare. We can make them now, and you cannot tell the difference. And if someone tells you that, oh, well, I can tell you the difference, well, screw that guy. Just don't show him your ring and tell everyone else it's a freaking diamond.
Yeah, go to Antonio at the mall.
Have you ever met someone and go, oh, look at the diamond my husband got me, and they grab it and test it right there? Like, nope, liar! It's just a pretty rock, people.
I
only know
actually
one
have
guy.
friends who are gemologists.
Yep.
They would totally do that.
I have one friend he's a board certified gemologist. He's almost a goddamn doctor.
Well, then you tell him get off the clock when he's around other people.
I just
Don't judge, man.
yeah. I just tell him each time. I told you that was a Nolex, man. It's not real. He just keeps looking at it.
No legs.
So that's
Do
what I meant.
gemologists, do they like know, like, can they give you like a blood quotient on each diamond? Like, is that part of their like research?
It should be.
Oh, that's a 12 baby emerald right there. That's a good
shit,
one. That's a
12
good one.
babies.
Damn.
Mary down the street only has 6.
I know. She can tell. She can tell.
She told me it was 9. That lying bitch.
A whole village of people blown to bits
Wait,
for this
is
diamond.
is the value of a diamond based on how many people died for
Yeah,
it?
oh yeah,
now?
you didn't know that?
Of course,
yeah,
yeah,
that's
that's
the
right.
International Diamond Exchange.
Not the cut or the clarity
no.
or the death.
It's death,
No, it's
price.
cut, carat, clarity, and casualties.
Oh, perfect.
Nice.
And also
Cs,
another
yes.
fun fact about diamonds is that like 25% of engagement rings before the movie Diamonds Are a Girl's Best Friend had diamonds in them. And then after the movie came out, it was like a whopping 90% of engagement rings had diamonds in them.
And
And it
3
was
months
all
of your
a
salary.
marketing. It was all a
Oh, yeah,
marketing
it's
ploy.
totally marketing. Yeah.
3 months of your salary? Yeah, let's go into this marriage completely behind and in debt. You know, this will work out great in the end.
It's funny, for something that's so goddamn rare, my family has 20 diamonds just laying around. It's
Where?
like
Where's
earrings and rings in a Popka, actually. Popka,
this?
Florida.
Where in a pop gun?
That's not a safe place for diamonds.
If you were to go... What,
Here, just
hang
write it,
on,
write it
Kaz,
down.
I'm
Write
trying
it
to
down.
tell me the address.
Write it down on this piece of
If
paper.
you were to go north...
Is there a code, an access code, or anything like that is necessary?
No, there's a diamond. You just look for the diamonds.
Okay.
It just
laying around out
sparkles.
there.
The house just shimmers.
Thank you. It's a Popka. It's the
You walk
diamond
in,
house.
you're like
it's the
wiping
diamond
the
house.
counters.
Like,
You're
fucking,
like,
you act like you've never been there before.
diamonds everywhere.
Land of the big potato diamond.
Like you
Kaz.
step on them like Legos.
Way worse when you step on a diamond leg.
A diamond
Ah,
leg.
it's in my skin.
It went right through the bone!
Ah!
Diamond
It
Lego.
doesn't- diamonds don't stop, man.
Just keep going.
You know why they don't make better nails out of diamonds?
You'll go right through it. Just
Right there.
drop right
You
on
gotta
it.
wait. When you get a diamond splinter, you have to wait for it to come out the other side.
Yeah, it just keeps going.
Yeah.
That's rad as fuck. Holy shit.
The easiest way to kill a man, just make him eat a diamond.
Just rub a diamond on him briefly and he'll just
Kaz,
wilt
what do
away.
you got for us over there?
So I saw a couple of movies over the holiday break. I don't really usually watch movies, so I decided to check them out. I watched, actually started before I came here to watch Train to Busan. I don't know if we talked about that or not.
you
That
talked
like
about that, but
Korean
didn't
zombie
see it.
thing. Yeah, I hadn't seen it yet. I'll gotta show you guys this scene. It is like, 15, 20 minutes in and already like the coolest zombie movie that has happened that, that I've seen recently. And it was like so well done. Normally those like Korean hyper-violent, like, what was it? Ichi the Killer and all that like weird shit, like Tokyo Gore Police. Like that stuff is like really like kind of hokey special effects. This all looks really good and the acting is like fantastic. Like for the zombie actors, the actual people delivering dialogue, I guess maybe I don't understand a lot about Korean art and theater.
Yeah.
But right, it doesn't seem like it's matching up. But the people playing the zombies are fucking incredible. Like I've never seen people that committed to being scary and weird, and it's awesome. And they have the cool the zombie movie trope of a little kid is in danger at all times. Like, there's this little kid kind of like bumbling through this like extremely dangerous type of situation.
So any father and mother in the crowd is like, get me back here.
Right, exactly. Pulling at the heartstrings. I also saw Chappie, which was more horrifying, I think.
Wait.
So Chappie is about what now?
Chappie is the Neil Blomkamp movie about
Neil Blomkamp.
AI.
This is the 20th time we've mentioned
Yeah, we
him.
talked a lot about him.
Go ahead and send the check at Fort Fritz.
Well, just come and talk to us.
Yeah.
Come shoot the shit.
There's
Tell us
always a
about
stool
District
ready
9
for
or
you.
10 or whatever. So he was the director of District 9, and Chappie is a movie about AI, sort of set in a similar, I guess, that kind of like garbage dump future. You know what I mean? Like everything's just like trash,
Yep.
but it's like LA or whatever the hell it's supposed to be. I think it's like South Africa.
South Africa. Yeah.
Yeah. So
it's cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's Zeth.
But so the movie is fantastic, and like I kept it's sort of like jaunts between being like really kind of interesting and like touching into kind of silly and kind of almost comedic, and then into just horrifyingly unwatchable. So it's this like mishmash of like really
Chappie?
great. Yeah, no, it's a great, like there are so many great scenes. Like at the end of it, I was just like confused because I had to watch Die Antwoord.
Dude.
These people are like, they're awful. Like this is an official challenge to like rap beef. Like I'm gonna make like a diss track or something. Like these people are terrible people.
You mean their characters or just
The way like you could they're like they brought nothing. Like you could tell that it was a whole set full of people who were really committed to making this like really cool movie, and then a couple of turds like hanging around like just being shitty and like It was so bad. It was so bad. I hated it. But
Jesus Christ.
But the Chappie
So are you a
parts.
fan of D. Antwoord is my first question.
We'll see. I'll give him a shot.
Oh, so you've never
Right.
listened to them musically?
No, I told you I hated that shit. It was playing in like like I heard one song after you talked about it like a year ago, and it just totally ruined my respect for you.
Well, if I may,
you had any.
where did you hear it? Was it out and about, or did you hear it?
I
on
heard
your
it just
own?
like Mandaddy sort of was talking about them one night, and I checked them out, and like the first 30 seconds of a song played, and it was just grating and terrible, and I didn't want to. Like it's fine if it's someone else's thing, it's fine, but.
Was it
But
a music video or was it?
It was just on Spotify. It was like a song. I can't remember what it was. It was just a lot of high pitched whistling and grating, like needly voice, like repeating stupid shit. Like it was just awful. It was awful.
It's almost crust punk in its production.
Right.
and
So that's what I was saying. Like,
please
but
don't anyone listening.
crusties are coming.
Do not come after me. But like crust punk, from what I've heard from Crass and with MDC. They have very jarring EQs, a lot of mid and treble, which will definitely deafen you. But they do that in a way where it's subdued, but still like agit-prop. It's very in your face.
right. It's
hip-hop.
like, and that's
But D. Antwoord isn't really like that. They've
their
got a lot.
first. I think their first release is what I'm thinking of, and if it was like something that you heard like that, because like I
It's
think
like
Your Freaky
somebody
is
fucking-
not like that at all.
Right.
But
it's
they
like
also
somebody
have
put a Bjork cassette tape in the washing machine and then tried to play it.
See, I honestly like, and this is me being Jeff. I honestly don't know what song you listened to that sounded like that, but I take your word for it. If it's something you're not going to listen to, like I feel the same way.
I mean,
about a lot of
I
people.
get passionate and like descriptive about stuff that I don't like. I particularly like, but if it's your thing, it's fine. I understand people like that kind of stuff, and I'm not here to say it's like shitty, but it just wasn't my thing. But their performances in that movie were like completely. They just took you out of it. It was like I can't come up with another example of.
I can see that.
Was it acted? Was it scripted?
They were acting. They were main characters. They had screen time.
But the characters they were playing were Ninja and Yolandi.
Correct, which was also just.
So how
it was
can they-
it was like the
Right.
It's Always Sunny thing, like named Dolph Lundgren. Anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
Well, yeah, I was just going to say, like, okay, so when people have stage personas, that doesn't mean that they can stay in that persona for hours of.
So that was another
Tracking
thing
and
is like I watched the
producing.
movie and like such powerful performances, right? Like that crazy, like weird, like coked up Khal Drogo guy, like the big shirtless dude, and then like the
sounds awesome.
engineers, even Hugh Jackman. I normally hate Hugh Jackman.
How can you hate Hugh Jackman?
I normally hate
you,
him.
Jack.
He
He was
does
great
it
in this.
all.
He was great in this. Like he's just normally kind of, I don't know. Hugh Jackman, I feel like he's up his own ass.
He can sing, he can dance, he can act. He's freaking Wolverine, dude.
He's
been
an
in love-
amazing father and a husband.
Yes, he's-
How would you know
He's
that?
been in
Tender
love-
lover.
Because he tells everyone about how amazing he is as a husband.
Yeah,
Oh,
he
shit,
lets us
all
all
right.
know how great he is all the time.
Thank you.
All right, that sounds like an awesome
He
person.
makes his children pancakes every Sunday.
He makes his children
Pancakes
love him.
every Sunday. Okay, I'm sorry. Hugh Jackman's amazing, and he continued that trend of amazingness in this movie.
Do you
But-
think there's an edit of this movie where they took him out? Do you think a
Of Hugh
fan has done
Jackman?
it? No, DeAntwoord.
Oh, that would be so good.
I wonder if someone's done an edit where they just take out the DeAntwoord.
That's a good
scene.
idea. Maybe I could do that for the world.
I wouldn't do that, Yolandi. Ninja, Yolandi. This is
Ninja
Mandatty.
Yolandi, come find
Still
me,
wanna
and
collab,
we'll have
you
a
know?
discussion about like what you think art is.
Oh, you want to talk with them about art?
Yeah, are you going to be their proxy? You want to have a back and forth?
Oh, I wouldn't mind. I
All
will
right.
be.
We'll step outside after this, and
Yeah,
we'll talk
we can
about
work this. We
the
can work
artistic
this.
credibility of Antwoord.
Indeed.
Anyway, no, I thought the movie was really cool. It was awesome, and the robot was actually portrayed by Vickis from District 9, who was like the main character. Guy's name is Chartlow Copley.
Hell of a name.
He's a South African actor, and he is fucking incredible. That guy is amazing. Like all the mocap, the weird like mocap stuff the robot is doing is him in like they put him in kind of a clunky suit and just animated over it. So it wasn't even like a mocap thing. They just put him in something that made him move a little bit more like robotically, restricted his movement.
Cool.
That's awesome.
And he acted out the scenes with them, and then they kind of just animated it over the top of it. And he does the voice too, which is
was like
fantastic.
a rotoscoping.
Essentially, but yeah, like CG.
Yes.
Yep.
So yeah, the movie was fantastic, and I recommend seeing it because it is a really cool like portrayal of AI. It is kind of hokey when they do the downloading consciousness or whatever, consciousness data file, enter, like that stuff is kind of weird.
But overall, it sounds like you enjoyed it.
Correct, yeah, it was fantastic.
Okay, so out of 7 Mandaddy beard pulls for the movie Chappie, directed by Neil Blomkamp,
We give it 5 and 1 mustache,
5 and a mustache.
Oh, that's good.
That's like a
Good.
and all
5
the way down. That's like a 5.5, 5 3/4.
It's on Netflix too, kids.
Yeah, check it out.
What do you got for us, Angela? Anything new and interesting going on in your world?
Well, actually, speaking of Netflix, I have discovered the best show ever.
All right,
It is called Release the Hounds.
is it
Star
Mr.
Monty Burns?
Yeah, there you go.
Well, it started in 2013, apparently as a Halloween show. And as it's described on IMDb, which I thought this was a great description of it, follows oblivious contestants deep into a terrifying forest to unlock chests filled with cash the contestants must take in part in horror-themed mental and physical tests. The ultimate challenge is to escape from vicious hounds trained to guard the cash. If they escape, the money is theirs. If they don't, they will never be seen again.
This sounds like a killing floor.
They get
of
to
just-
they get to
They
kill
actually
the
died?
British
They
people.
actually- that'd be so cool.
So we started watching it, and it's basically 3 contestants that are like have no business being in a show like this. Like, not athletic, wearing jeans, like totally terrified of being
Flip-flops.
outside.
So it's like
yeah.
the Amazing Race stuff. Like they got a bunch of normal ass people.
Yes, totally. They have no idea what they're doing. And this host comes up and is like, here are your backpacks, go in these woods, follow these arrows, figure out, like, basically the obstacles they're put in are like Saw-like puzzles.
That's
Very
scary.
creepy and scary in the middle of the woods at night. And they have to figure it out. And as soon as they find the key, they have to nominate, you're going to be the one that gets the cash. And that person has to like follow these other arrows where all these dogs in like crates, like barking at them very angrily. And they unlock the cash with the key that they found. And then the show puts them in this like leather jacket. And they're put at this gate. And basically, however long they took to find this key, that's how much of a head start they've gotten to run away from these
my
dogs. And they
God.
legit have these like hounds, these dogs that are like barking like "Rah, rah, rah," behind them. And they release the gate. It's like, release the hounds. And the person just has to run for their life. Just run for
Okay,
their
so
life.
the leather jacket is functional to keep them from dying from
Yes.
the hounds. Okay, I thought it
So
was just
the
a cool
dogs
jacket. All
are
right.
trained to go after them with this like bag of cash.
It's like-
And like they have to run as fast as possible to get to this ladder before the dogs get to them, and the dogs will legit attack them if they don't run fast enough.
It's like, congratulations, Betsy, you found the cash. Now let us put on this meat jacket for
Basically.
you. Oh, great. It
Meat thong.
smells very gamey. Yep, it
And
does.
these people
Okay.
are like legit terrified because there's like 7 dogs, and like you can see like the handlers like holding these dogs, be like bark, 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 like angrily, like however many meters
so
behind
awesome.
them.
That was the most
And then, like,
incredible
they were-
dog impersonation
Bark,
I've
right.
ever heard.
Bark, 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 bark.
That's going to be a new sounder. You're going to hear for different minisodes.
And they legit like have this like gate, and these people are like, oh my god, I don't know if I can do this, I don't know if I can do this. And then some metallic like, release the hounds, and the gate goes up, and like the people just start running, and you're like, she's jogging, she's not gonna make it. And like, and then the dogs legit like jump on them, and then they fall on their faces, and the host is like, well, that's it for Sarah. And like they just move on to the next 2 people that are like,
So
to
does
their
They don't
obstacle.
show the carnage.
No, they like basically make you think that they died. And then they move on to the other 2 people that they go on to the next obstacle. And then whoever finds the key, then they have to be the one to
I
do,
see.
or whoever they decide, because they're like, oh, we only got 42 meters this time. You're a faster runner. And then the next person has to go on to the obstacle by themselves, and the other person has to go and do the dog thing. It's ridiculous.
How many seasons did they get out of this fucking idea, dude?
Infinite.
Like 4. Like 4 seasons. They keep going with it. It's amazing.
It's always just let
and
the dogs go.
and they started to use like
They're
British
using like
reality.
horses or like
It's always
rabid
dogs.
pigs or something.
Crazy.
Yeah, release
Holy
the
shit.
boars.
No, and
Pigs
the best
would be
thing
nuts.
is, it is true. Hold on, I gotta find this.
So these dogs are obviously, I mean, not obviously, but we can hope they're going after the jackets that they're put on. They're trained to, like canines, right?
How would you hope that?
Because they're not going after like femoral arteries.
Why wouldn't you hope for that? This is good watching.
Some of the takedowns, you're like, ooh, that was rough. Like the dog will legit like get like their wrist, and I'm sure they're trained to grab the jacket, and like you can see the terror on these people's faces, like oh, like dog faces. Like there was one girl like. We're like, oh my god, you almost got her face. Like it was very intense. But the beginning of the episode, every episode's like, no dogs were harmed. Thank you to the families for the participants.
Faces
for the
were
show.
ripped though.
Like
You know, the dogs were fine,
it's
but there were
pretty
some
intense.
faces ripped off.
And the ops, like the saw like situations they put them in, that's how I would describe it, because it's very disturbing. They'll be like in this like mock warehouse in the middle of the woods, and like it'll be like, oh, here's this weird clue over here, and they have to dig through like what seems like dead corpses to find a key, or like spiders or snakes, like very disturbing situations in order to find the key,
They're
to
definitely
then go be chased by dogs. It's the
To win, no
craziest
matter what, you know
show.
that
To
the
win
best
the
outcome
chance.
is you get to the dogs.
Right, exactly. You get a chance at the dogs.
And then when you're like unlocking the
That's
you
horrible.
get a chance to win money. That's what people are like.
and when you're
I'll let a
unlocking the
dog-
box, they like make the box next to the dog cage. The dog's like, "Rar, rar, rar, rar," like barking at you.
Angela's dog impression is fantastic.
It's amazing.
It is great.
Gah, 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 gah.
It helped a little bit, and I'm putting all that in.
I like
All
it.
right,
That's
great.
the fucking best. I want that to be my next ringtone.
Right?
So release the hounds.
That
Watch it.
and
It's-
also fucking Angela's scream that she did for a fake spot for Real Radio 104.1.
The screeching trash panda.
She is
That's right.
she is the all-time scream queen.
Yeah, the screeching
And my
trash panda
God!
was
And
nuts.
so at the very end of this
I haven't heard that in a
minisode, you will
long
hear.
time.
I hope it scares the balls off your vagina.
yeah, that's exactly what it does.
Thank you.
Is
Yeah.
that how it happens? Are there originally balls in a vagina, and then
At some
that's why-
point, something
that's why they
frightening.
slap a
That's
baby
when they
'cause it
become a
gets so
woman.
scared
If
and-
you ever get a vasectomy, or you're just taking your dog or cat in to get neutered, they just play my scream, and their balls just fall.
Balls just fall off.
fucking efficient. It's fucking efficient.
So, release the hounds. Sounds like a cool thing.
Oh, watch it!
Sounds
It's so
amazing.
entertaining.
It's just it's like that type of thing that like annoys me, that like we're sitting in a room, we're like producing this like amazing weird soundscape radio show that has all these like elements, and like we're doing it for free, like labor of love type of thing, and
For
then
now.
there's 2 dudes like sitting in a room somewhere, they're like, you know, whatever, just rail some coke off the table, like, all right, so I don't know, there's hounds, and then they like they get cash, and then they got to run from the hounds, and then they're British too, so maybe they're like,
Right. Right, I'm gonna get this right.
That's
So, like
exactly what
every
it's
season,
like.
we just thread just hounds, right? People, we get hounds.
Fake
the
corpses.
people run. Send the hounds. Sometimes the hounds get them. Sometimes they don't.
and then they get the money.
Someone goes, "That's nutter, mate," and then another guy goes,
That's mental.
another guy goes, but it'll move meters, mate. And then they go, brilliant. It's all about moving meters.
Check it out, Netflix.
That sounds absolutely
I'm
terrible.
Yes.
gonna have to, yeah. They need a cat version of this where you like, I
We
don't know,
thought
rub
about
their
that.
bellies
There's, like,
or something.
Yeah, like there should be totally cats, goats, everything.
Goats.
Goats will fuck you up
How?
They're so adorable.
because they're so adorable. You lean in and they just get you. And they've got. Have you noticed their pupils are square?
Yeah.
And so that's how you start looking at them square pupils, and you get hypnotized and bam, right in the face.
They'll get you.
That's how they do, man.
Gary Busey replaced his fake eye with a square pupil goat eye. I don't know if you knew that. You can look up pictures of it.
Really?
Yeah, he lost
Could you
one.
rewind and say that statement again?
Gary Busey
Okay.
lost one of his eyes in a motorcycle accident that made him all weird.
Okay.
I mean, no offense, but
Did.
okay, thank you.
He's
We're in
different.
agreement.
He's unique.
He got awesome, let's say, and he lost one eye,
Okay.
and he replaced that eye. There's a glass eye that has a square goat pupil in it. And it's very like subtle, almost like we saw a picture, and it would just freak me out, and I had to look this up, and then I found all this out.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. I was thinking Steve Buscemi. I was way off. I was thinking, and I go, how did I not? And I'm looking at Mandaddy. I'm like, how did I? And I'm looking at Angela. Angela gets it, but I was like, son of a bitch, Gary Busey. Not Steve
Two
Buscemi.
completely different people, apparently.
Yeah, he was in a motorcycle
God
crash.
damn
Steve
it.
Buscemi has two glass eyes.
He was in a motorcycle crash, I think, right?
Correct.
Yeah, and that's.
He had
That's
some
when the
stuff.
crazy started.
Yeah,
I actually
don't want
heard
to
that
say it's crazy because
Right.
like, if there,
He's got
if
a-
there's mental.
He's only not crazy because
I'm not
he's
saying
rich.
he has a mental. I'm saying he's crazy. There's a difference. I'm not saying he has a mental. No, he's fucking crazy. Okay, like crazy.
I actually heard a theory that that's the whole thing about what's his name, the guy who did The Room.
Tommy Wiseau.
Tommy
Peter
Wiseau?
Yeah,
Tommy Wiseau. Yeah.
that apparently part of the reason that he was able to make this movie and had this money was he ran like a eBay thing and like sold jackets, but he also got
Levi's.
run over by a car and was put into a medically induced coma, and they had to do some stuff to him, and he won like a big settlement out of that.
That's where he got his money.
But when he came out of it, he had some problems like speaking. He has this kind of like weird, like halted way of like speaking, and has kind of a strange focus level, I guess.
That makes sense. Sorry to jump
Okay,
in, but
no problem.
Howard Stern interviewed him, and he kept asking him, "How did you make your money?" And Tommy Wiseau kept saying, "Don't worry about it."
Right.
And then he goes, "Where were you born?" And he goes, "I'm an American." So that would kind of make sense, but like,
Yeah,
That
You
he
do
doesn't
a pretty good impression of
Yeah,
him.
that
Like,
was
I
That
actually
was
fantastic.
really good.
That was
Tommy
really good.
Wiseau.
That was really good.
I feel like a lot. He's like the Christopher Walken. He's the new Christopher.
Yeah,
Hey,
Walken.
he
you're
is.
tearing me apart, Lisa.
You're tearing me apart, Lisa.
Not
Damn.
bad.
Yeah,
Not
that was
bad.
really
It's not bad.
good.
Holy shit.
Two is fun, but three's a crowd.
Oh, hi, Mike.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Oh, hi, Mom.
Mark, that's it.
I did not hit her. I did not. It's bullshit. Oh, hi, Mark.
Have you seen The Disaster Artist yet?
No, I really want to see
I'm gonna be
that.
It does
watching
look good, right?
I'm going to see it this week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I watched the original on tour. It was Williamsport, Pennsylvania, 2009. I never forgot that moment. Can't get that time back. Would have been doing more mushrooms had I thought about it.
Not the right amount of mushrooms.
The shroom.
Not.
Either
Just
less
a
or more.
small, right, exactly.
It was like shrimp to white wine ratio. It was off.
Right.
You're gonna have a bad time. Speaking of cat minute,
Well, the shrimp ratio with cats is always never enough. Never
Never,
enough.
ever,
That's why them shrimp
ever,
out there.
ever.
that is true.
We definitely have like a chicken and egg truce. Like you can't eat chicken or egg without giving some to the cat. It's like a truce.
That's
if you
good.
don't, it's like totally rude.
Stuff is going to happen later.
Yeah.
I was trying to feed Genghis the other night, and I put the food in his bowl, and he's standing there. He's just because he's on the fridge, and he's just looking down at me. He looks in my eyes, looks at his bowl, he looks at me, he looks at me, he looks out the bowl. I'm like, "What's wrong?" And I look, and the food had stayed on the fork. I had to put it in there. He was just like, "Thanks, idiot. Jeez, I'm the cat. You're the person. Figure this shit out."
So how's he doing now?
He's doing way better. He's his red blood cell count is up. His
Yay.
anemia is getting better. He's doing all more of
Damn
his
anemic
gangy sort of
cats.
thing, so it's really awesome.
Nice.
It was hated a few
Good.
weeks. Had to take him in 3 times over the last 2 weeks just to get him checked and get steroids. I mean, he was never like, he was never dying, but he was close to needing a blood transfusion.
Oh man,
And so-
that's very intense.
Oh yeah, but he's like he's been jumping up in the window and
He's spry.
actually playing the other night. He played. It was just the freaking best thing ever. So for all those who care about Genghis, my cat Genghis is doing better right now.
Yay,
So,
good.
what was
Welcome
the
back,
overall diagnosis? Like,
It's
obviously-
anemia. It's
okay,
anemia.
but like,
but it's either brought on, it's either an autoimmune thing, which is really rare, or a blood parasite. And he had something similar several months ago that got solved by antibiotics, so we put him on antibiotics and a supplement and also prednisone, and it seems to be doing really good. His blood cell, like I said, his count is up and everything.
What was
Everyone else out there is like, why the fuck is this guy talking about his cat?
Because it's a member of the family.
Right.
Yes.
What, which local, obviously we are based in Orlando, Florida, which local hospital?
Well, the place we're taking him now is Garden Veterinary Clinic. It's on Jean Street in Winter Park. Really great place, really good people. We also had to take him to John Young because during the holidays when they weren't closed, we went to also the John Young Veterinary Hospital.
Can you put human blood into a cat? How does cat blood transfusion
I tried.
work?
He hated it.
Okay.
Yeah, he really didn't like it.
All right.
This sucks. The first bad thing that ever happened to Genghis was when he was about maybe a year old, 2 years old, and we got lilies. And for our wedding, my wife got some lilies, and didn't know that lilies are painfully toxic to cats. Mm-hmm. And we're at home, and Genghis had been puking. Cats puke. They just puke.
Yeah, they just do.
But Genghis is never a puker, and he was puking like a lot all day, and we were about to
retch.
He just kept doing it, like every hour or so, which was really weird for him. And so we had some place we were supposed to go, and I told my wife, just go onto Google and type in lilies and cats. She sits down, she types in lilies and cats, she stops, and I'm not kidding, her face went white, like literally went white, and she looked at me, and so we took him, and we took to this place that we had taken our cats for a bit, and the fucker brought out the book. He takes Genghis back, he looks at him, he does a x-ray, and he brings out the book, and goes, well, no, it says here and here. Motherfucker, don't bring out the book. Act like a fucking wizard, stay in the other room, and come out here and act like you know something and give me some comfort. You know? I could buy the fucking book, and so, but luckily everything turned out good for him.
In fact, we looked things up, and that's why we brought our cat here.
Right.
Thanks.
Yeah. The book is, the book will scare the shit out of you. Don't know how to interpret the book.
You think I don't have the book?
I got the fucking book.
Listen, mother. We all got the book now with Google, all right?
You can say motherfucker. I've been saying fuck the whole time.
Angela has self-respect.
She's a little bit more classy.
I have a filter.
Oh, damn, that sass.
I don't even take that as an insult. I like that's basically my character type.
Well, that was Cat Minute, and we are glad that Genghis is back on the prowl.
Thank
Pun
you.
intended.
Thank you. One thing I wanted to bring up, which is current controversy, Aluminium is about Rotten Tomatoes, and is it good or bad for movies and TV? Because are there people out there that are using bots and everything to really fuck up the algorithms and fuck up the percentages? And is it hurting good programs by having people going into it already thinking it sucks? And because my example is, first of all, I didn't mind Iron Fist. Was it horrible?
Agreed.
No. Was it the best thing ever? No. Was it enjoyable? Yes.
It was
and what was I looking for? To have something enjoyable.
What was the one anime movie that had Willem Dafoe that you had me watch?
Death Note.
I loved it. Death Note. I loved it, and it's like 2%. Right?
Yeah, and they say it's the worst thing ever. And
yeah, you know why? I'm not gonna watch 98 fucking episodes of an anime.
Yeah,
just give me 90 minutes.
Yeah, and if it's done well and it's an interpretation of it, that's fine. Yes, the source material is usually, if not always, better.
Just entertain me. That's
Thank
all
you.
I ask. And for the people who they cannot allow themselves to be entertained, they want to fight something. I get it. Like, that's punk rock, baby. Do you? But it's like, stop fucking shitting on everyone's parade.
Yeah. And I saw the movie Bright over the holidays, the new Will Smith movie that's on Netflix.
With
That
the
people are
orc,
like,
right?
It's the worst thing that's ever happened. Netflix should be ashamed of this. And just, it's a fun movie. It's a Will Smith movie with orcs.
It's totally fine.
It's just fun.
I think that's the problem that I keep having is everybody's like, it's so terrible. I'm like, what Will Smith movie was like the greatest cinematic masterpiece of all time? Like, what are you expecting? Like,
Independence Day was.
I was looking to be picked up Big Willie style, and it happened.
There you go.
And
did he get to rap anything in the did he do like the song for?
No, he didn't. And it wouldn't have been
on.
appropriate. It wouldn't have worked. But here's one thing I thought about. We've been watching Will Smith in movies now for 25 whatever years.
Mm-hmm.
Every single movie has a kid, and the kid is always the same age in every movie.
Because,
Every movie he has a kid, and the kid's always about this tall.
Because Will Smith
And
never ages.
And in this new movie, he's got a kid. Kid's still right there. Kitty had in Independence Day, right about that tall.
Yeah, that's true.
And so so there's something going on, some weird sort of time warp thing going on, but the Big Willie style.
Man, Daddy,
Yeah.
I think I just got it because of you talking about Rotten Tomatoes. So that's a website where people can log in, they can make their own username, they can put up credentials, even if they have blogs, right? And
Yeah.
I think that's one of the main issues. Everyone has a voice. Maybe not all of them should.
Thank you.
But then, if you have a movie that is pushed back as negatively in social media as Bright, is it called Bright?
Right.
Then when anyone goes, I saw Bright, I liked it, you just see 14 likes and then 127 comments. So then you obviously click on the comments and everyone says, I haven't seen it, but I hear. And then it creates that social dialogue of it already being awful.
It's like
And
that-
that's what I think Death Note happened. Like for me, I saw everyone shitting on Death Note.
Yeah, it's like a mob mentality everybody gets into.
Right.
And then I watch it and I'm like, it's really not that bad.
Yeah.
For like a lot of stuff that people say that about.
Right. I saw someone talking about the movie Mother, and Nick's Bride did not like Mother. I
did not.
really enjoyed it. It's not for everybody, and the third act is a fucking ride. But I saw someone. It is the third act. You're just strapped the fuck in, man.
I like how you leaned back and laced into that.
Oh,
one.
it's because I mean it's a movie that does not explain itself, and it's and some people would say it's heavy-handed with the symbolism, which it is, and it's meant to be, and like I said, you're just kind of what okay what why really why what oh my yeah, and so
His
it's
hand was
just
shaking. Did you see
yeah
that?
it's
That was awesome.
there are certain scenes where you just like you're just shook.
He brought
And-
us there.
but it's not
He
for
brought
everybody.
it there, he did.
But I saw someone on Facebook just lambasting it and saying it's the worst thing ever. And then later in the comments, she said, that movie took this many $1 million to make. Think about children be fed or how many this could be done with that money. I'm like, that's not how art works, right?
So
I've never seen any Fast and Furious movie, so that money could have saved the world. But, I'm not going to say that about Fast and Furious. If you like it, fucking enjoy it.
yeah, I think there's
Agreed.
I don't know, like there's always going to be a group of people that are going to take what other people say about something and use that to color their opinion of it before they go in. But I think that the people that you want to have a conversation with about art or a movie or something are not those people. Those are the kind of people that are going to go watch it and say, okay, yes, I liked it, or no, I didn't like it. Also, while we're talking about social media replies and mob mentality, how many of these people are like high or stoned? Like, you know what I mean? Like when you're at a bar and somebody's like, this bread is blah, blah, blah. You like tune them out because you're like, all right, this is a drunk asshole. But then when it's crisply typed on like a Facebook comment, you're like, oh my God, this person's opinion is this. They're probably a high on whatever, oxy something, and like just trying to pick a fight and like, I really hate it.
Always about picking a fight.
Like they just want to have an interaction. People want friends.
Yeah.
Like I've had exposure to the internet for a while because I like to play online games as a kid. And forever, I never understood why those people wanted to have arguments and sort of like little fights. And it's because they don't have enough social interaction. They need to like pick something out of the internet to get like, this person's talking to me. Now I need to talk back. And they made an opinion. Now I need to make another one. It's like,
It gets the most attention.
right, exactly.
Yeah.
It's a little bit of attention. And because it happens to be about something that they can shit on, then it makes
Because
it
mommy
easy.
didn't hug them.
Right.
Okay, I mean that's all it is. It's just no one listens to me. No one listens to me. I'm going to be the one that listens. I'm going to be edgy and just. I mean, especially when it comes to people that, especially in politics now, when people are just trying to be edgy with their political opinion, go fuck yourself. Okay, adults are talking here. Okay, we don't need you to get edgy.
Right.
I was just going to say, no video game really sells if you can't kill other people and like destroy small civilizations, because let's say those are fun games, right? So like, I think it's kind of that like mentality of if it's entertainment, anything goes. And then I think people think of the internet as entertainment to them.
Right.
So they can go on and debate climate facts.
Right.
You know,
I hate,
so it's like, I think that's why we are living in this age of like this conspiracy theory terror dome, because it's like people are
Dude, if that's not a radio podcast out there already, welcome to the conspiracy theory terror dome.
that's free for the taking. Anyone can
No,
use it.
copyright that shit
Copyright-
right now, man.
copyright-
Fort Fritz.
But like people play video games to destroy, and humans destroy better than pretty much anything on
we're
planet
good.
Earth. And then I think people see works of art that they identify with subjectively always, but then if someone else says that was good and they didn't subjectively agree on, you can go to an entertainment platform like the internet and say, go kill yourself. And you can take it to a dark, dark level.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I've never, to go back to Kaz's point, I've never understood that mentality of wasting your time checking, because they're checking the comments, they're coming in hot and heavy, they're out live, with their family.
Somebody who's like, you think you're having a discussion with someone who wants to have like a meeting of the minds, and what is actually happening is someone's laying on their couch, bored and high, and they're just like want some type of interaction, and you're giving it to them because whatever, they hate their life.
Also, I wouldn't necessarily agree with the prospect of someone being on drugs necessarily, because I've seen people who are just schizophrenic.
That's true.
Off their drugs, they're fucking crazy.
Oh, yeah.
So
I had an idea. Actually, I'm not going to say it on the podcast. I want to actually make money with this. I'm not going to say
Damn it.
You got it. Well, let's end there, all right?
All right. Well, with that, we're going to leave you on the cliffhanger with that. What is Kaz thinking about? What is this money-making scheme that he has?
So lucrative.
So lucrative. Is it like Bitcoin, Litecoin, or Onion Coin, or
it's tomato coin, radish coin,
Acorn coin.
Acorn coin.
Acorn coin. That's fun to say. Acorn coin.
That's actually great.
It was acorn coin.
Yeah, it was. God damn it! She did it again. Then read my diary.
Buy or sell Bitcoin.
Bitcoin's on a little bit of a ramp back up. We hit like about 12,000.
Like you're talking about your team. I love it.
Oh yeah, no, this is like I went full.
Oh, I know.
This is the financial minute.
So tanked over the end of the year, but analysts are calling it a standard correction of the market. We went from about 20,000 peaked right before Christmas, hit about 12,000 at the lowest. So
that's
one
cost
unit
per
of
Bitcoin.
One Bitcoin was $20,000.
How big is one? I've never actually seen.
It's like a tangible
like
Bitcoin.
a medium-sized pizza.
Okay, that's what I
It's
thought. Like
not
a
a
personal
thing.
pan. Like a personal pan.
It's like about 10 pounds.
About 10 pounds.
Do
Okay.
they come in like little like sacks of mesh, like you can bite them?
Like with the little gold, like the gold.
Or you can throw them over the bar and just go,
Yes, yeah.
give me a room.
Coin purse.
Have like
Add it to your
little
inventory.
leather, like.
In it.
Okay.
So sell or
buy Bitcoin.
So
buy
buy
Bitcoin.
or selling? How
buy
much?
Bitcoin. We're low and we're
Buy
going
it.
back up.
Gotcha. Okay.
Well, that right there is a minisode. It's a number. I don't know which one it is, but it is a number minisode.
long-ass minisode.
Thank you all very much for listening. I am Man Daddy. Over there is Fritz.
Bye.
That is Angela.
Bye.
There is Kaz.
Ciao.
Nick Spry is at a wedding, and so we hope wedded bliss to the couple that he's out attending.
Hey, you guys.
Hey!
Was that Nick? Was that Nick or like? Hey, Nick.
Hi, Nick.
Are you?
Is that your Nick impression? Hey, guys!
Did you catch the bouquet?
But thank you very much for listening. Season 2 is a-coming. There's a lot that you're going to be surprised by, terrified by, and probably just disgusted by, and maybe even just delighted by.
Can I say one secret?
Yes, you can.
No, I don't want
Okay, you don't want to.
Ah.
Too many secrets this
No, no, no.
episode. Yeah.
to. There's too many.
But please, thank you for listening. Keep sharing. Check us out on the Libsyn, on the YouTube, on Facebook, on iTunes, on Google Play.
Also, the Facebook page has the magnet story, so check that out. Very, very simple. You will probably be surprised how simple the magnet light is.
Yeah, we try to update the Facebook page with just Stoopy. We're Stoopy. We have used a Stoopy.
Spoopy.
Stoopy.
We're spooky. We're Stoopy. We're all together, loopy.
Tiny Toons.
See?
Throwback. Classic.
Where's Go-Go Dodo when we need him? But thank you very much for listening. Keep on sharing and get ready for season 2. It's going to be spectacular.